Hello, I'm Julian Mather, first-time granddad, long-time learner. This is Best Grandad. It's your curious, messy, heartfelt quest to be the best granddad I can be. This is week 2, why play, presence and purpose matter more than toys. Let's get into it. The best gift you can give your grandkids isn't stuff, it's you. Just a recap of what Best Grandad is all about. The Best Grandad project connects kids who need mentors with older men who need a purpose. And how do we do that? We help granddads show up for the next generation with play, presence, and purpose. Specifically, play. This is all about giving kids a play-based childhood instead of a phone-based one. Now, I'm not anti-tech, I'm pro-childhood. And then there's presence. We live in a world where everyone's scrolling and real attention is rare. So if granddads have the time and they choose to give it, that time becomes a gift more valuable than anything money can buy. And then there's purpose. Right now, too many kids are growing up without strong male role models. And at the same time, many men are retiring and struggling to find purpose because the roles that once defined them, like worker, provider, decision maker, they fade away. Mentoring kids can help fill that gap. So in short, when granddads show up with play, presence and purpose, everyone wins. Better men, better kids, better world. Now, why I built a toy that my grandson can't use yet. So my little grandson, Remy, I am so in love with him. He just had his first birthday. Wow, that was a fast year that's gone. Anyway, my present for him was building a busy board. Now, if you haven't seen a busy board, I'll make a separate video to show what they are. But essentially, it's a rectangular, a square piece of wood, and on it are all these little items, things you twist, things you turn, some Velcro to pull, some zippers to unzip, some bells to ring, a xylophone to go up and down, anything that's mechanical to give them those fine motor skills and to keep them interested. And like a lot of these bits and pieces you buy from the hardware. Now, what I want to talk about, though, is not actually that. It's the higher context behind why I made it like I did. Now, 3/4 of the activities on this board he can't do yet. Why? Well, the principle is raise the bar so they reach up instead of lowering the bar for them to step over. Now, I've seen this so many times in my life where if you raise the bar, people want to reach up for it. And most of the parents at the party for little Remy agreed with this. And that sort of struck me because it seems at odds with what I read all about bulldozer parents out there. So, those, parents who are, again, lowering the bar, making it, the path clear and easy for their kids, showing up for school, doing and all the stuff with the teachers. And this goes right through to people going to college. So it's called, I've heard it called bulldozer parenting. Anyway, it seems to be a disconnect because all these young parents I was talking to were, oh, yeah, no, that's fantastic you've made this board that he can't do everything on. So he's going to have to work on this and bit by bit, he'll learn to do it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that because I thought it was different. Then what else have I been doing? Well, I've been making things to do with little Remy. And I made the Macadamia Nut Raceway. And this reminds me that the best toys cost nothing. Now, my little grandson, he loves nuts and dirts and sticks, and we roll around in the leaves and hit each other on the head with little sticks. And so that's where he seems to be most happy. And I tell you what, it's where I'm most happy. For me, a lot of that it started when I was in the Army and I was an Army sniper for a couple of years. And what that entailed was me living on the ground. I spent a lot of the time in dirt and grass and leaves and sticks, and I'm very, very comfortable there. So fantastic that little Remy is comfortable there. I don't know if that's innate or, it's just that I've been taking him there and that's what he's used to. Anyway, I created what I call the Macadamia Nut Raceway. I have 2 big macadamia trees in our yard, and I've been here for 36 years. And the macadamia nuts are spherical and really hard. And I walk around bare feet a lot, and I step on these macadamia nuts, and it's so painful. It it drives me insane. Anyway, I found a use for these, thousands and thousands of these hard macadamia nuts. So what I did was I got a piece of old aluminium rectangular channel. So it's like a U shape. It's open on the top. And I put it on a concrete block at one end, only 12 inches or so, 30 centimetres off the ground. And it's got a long, gentle slope. And I collected up all the macadamia nuts, put them in an old flower pot, and Remy sits up the top and he drops the macadamia nuts down, and they make this amazing sound as they rattle their way down. He just loves it. And so I was telling the mum down at the playground the other day about this, and Remy's down there, and we're both sitting on the ground. We both got sticks, and Remy's got his stick from the playground in his mouth. And the mum's telling her little child, I know sticks have got bacteria on them. And I'm thinking, well, like everything's got bacteria on it. But I'm going to have a lot more to say about dirt-based diets in the future episodes. But, getting your little kids down on the ground, I think is just a wonderful activity for them. And he stays way more interested with a few rocks, a few twigs, a few leaves and bits and pieces than he does, with the, big box of toys we've got from up on the veranda here. Now, I might be right, I might be wrong, but this podcast is about me learning out loud. So let's learn together. I'm going to look into dirt-based diets more and, see what the lowdown on that is. Now, the next thing I did was a bike. I got an electric bike, and I put a child seat on it. Now, it's wonderful. I was looking at these, because cycling is like golf or anything else that's technical. You look at the entry level, then, just for a few dollars more, you can get something a bit better and a bit better and a bit better. Well, I just went for an entry level bike. Now, what that is I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's a Pedal Comet 3-disc electric hybrid bike. Now, it's a Chinese-made one. I'm sure they're all made in the same factory, and around the world it's probably 100 different brand names, and it's the same bike. It's got an external battery that sits on this carrier rack at the back. It's got 7 gears with a twist grip on it. And it's pedal assist, and it's just wonderful. It's everything I need to have a heavy kid on, and a few things on the back to, his survival kit, changing nappies and that sort of thing. And we've just been cycling and going down to the local play areas. He loves it. Now, I sit him in this seat that sits in front of me. Now, I'll make a video on this the more I've used it and do a bit of a review on it. But my research into this, you can get seats that go behind you. You can also get seats that go in front of you on the bike. I was going to get one that went behind me. But the research is, and other people were telling me, they said basically, your kid, sits behind you and looks at your back. When they're sitting in front of you, it is only slightly awkward to ride, but I'm not going fast. I'm not going long distances, so it doesn't really matter that much. But he loves it because his face is just below mine. And we can talk to each other, and we point to the birds, and we point to the cars, we point to the people, we point to the planes. It's just a wonderful position. Now, I got the We Ride Classic baby seat. It's actually an Australian baby seat. And when you do all the research on It's, I think, about 20 years old, this design, and it's one of the best-selling front-mounted bike seats. It's so easy. It fits most bikes. Again, I'll do a review on that. And he had to have a helmet. So I spent about $75 on this little MET helmet for him. So, it's not a super cheap one. I wanted something a little better, but it's certainly not, the most expensive. The total I paid for the bike, for the kid seat and for the helmet was under 1,500 Australian dollars. And, for me, that's a fantastic investment because I reckon I will get probably 5 years use out of this, and I'll be using it every week, multiple times a week, just like that. One of my motivations for that is I don't like putting them in the car. And that's just me. So I would rather have the bike and just put him on the bike where he's active. He's not like, sitting in the back of the car looking at the ceiling, pushing, some button toy or something. He's actually taking the world in. Anyway, that was the bike. And I've been off social media a bit, and I am happier than ever. So that being on the bike leads into this idea of presence. So remember, Best Grandad is about play, presence, and purpose. And presence is just being present with your child without the phone, without the distractions. And I've been more present than I've ever been in my life. I mean, one of my problems I've always had is I always live in the future. I've always got another idea, another plan that I want to do. And so rather than being happy where I am, even though I am happy, you wouldn't think so if you got into my mind, because I'm always looking into the future, like what's next, what could be better. Anyway, I would go as far to say that I am as happy now than I've ever been in my life, and it's just spending time with Remy. I am so satisfied now. That has got to do with my stage of life, about being a grandfather, all that. But one of the things that I've been looking at with happiness, because I've been looking about being positive and opportunity and being optimistic in life, and it's one of the things that I promote. And so. But one of the things I couldn't be was happy. So I thought, well, what's going on here? And in my research, I came across this wonderful term, cut out the middleman to happiness. So quite often, like I was, I was satisfied, I was happy, but I was always looking for something else that was going to make me happier. And what was that? Could it have been something, I was going to buy, try new things, coveting what other people have, whatever it is. But once we have them, that happiness is fleeting. We're on to the next thing. So this idea of cutting out the middleman is this, I'm happy now. So being on social media part of the reason I'm social media is to build my online presence and to get more speaking gigs. Hopefully those, the better speaking gigs I get, I'll be more fulfilled and happy. Well, I'm actually starting to taper back on that a bit, because I think, why do I want to sit in front of this screen doing all the work for social media and to build that presence out there to be happier when, I tell you, I am so happy. Maybe it's my memory going, but I feel it's as happy as I've ever been in this life. So anyway, you'll still see me here, but I am pulling back, and maybe I'm going through another life change. I don't know, but I just know I'm happy. I want to just give you an update on the new Grandad Club. So this is my first public event where I'm getting new granddads. So I've got that bike thing that's flashing, where I'm getting new granddads to come in and meet for this in-person event, and it's at Club Maruka on October the 4th, 4 to 6 p.m. There's no real rules. There's no real agenda. Just come on down, and it's about showing each other, normalizing granddads taking their new grandkids out for a couple of years, because the benefits to parents are enormous. Just giving them a couple of hours of free time to themselves, and then to the granddads, they just get more confident. The more confident you are, the better so many other areas of your life start to improve as well. So I've been out there. I have physical flyers and postcards. I've been giving them to cafes. I've been sticking the flyers on public notice boards. I've been connecting with local council and councillors, and they're publicising it, on their online presence. I've tried libraries, public libraries, but it's so hard to get past the bureaucracy for them to pin this card. Like, it's a free event. It's a really good community public event that would be perfect on their board, but the bureaucracy, I've just given up on it. They were telling me I had to ring the main council. The main council was telling me they had to approve it locally, and I was, nah, I've given up on that. There's an Eventbrite let me say that again. There's an Eventbrite page. So Eventbrite is like a events platform that you can put it on and people can sign up. That's out there. And I've joined 10 Facebook community groups, and I'm posting in there. So they're all the community groups that are sort of, 1, 2, 3, 4 suburbs around Maruka. And I don't know if this is going to work. I mean, so far, I've had 2 people say that they're going to come. Right. And I've been now 2.5 to 3 weeks publicising this. So I don't know if it's going to work. But you know what? I know that in the long term, it's going to work, because every time I tell people about this, I get this real buy-in from the start. When I tell them this is about kids who need mentoring and men who need purpose, and pairing those two up together, people get it immediately. So I know I'm onto something. So if this doesn't work, well, it just means I've got to find a better way to approach this and get the message out. And I'm not stressed about this. I think about it, but I'm not stressed because I'm lucky. I've got my tried and tested process, which I call the 3 ups. This is what I've been using now for the last decade. This is when I'm speaking and I do any business workshops, corporate workshops. I teach people the three ups. It's this little pocket-sized reset button for when my road gets tough and I'm stuck and I don't know which way I'm going to go. And it's great because there's no app, there's no login, there's no excuses. It's pocket-sized. It's literally in my pocket all the time. It's the 3 fingers on my hand, my thumb, my index, and my middle finger. And it's the thumb, index, middle mean own up, wise up, step up. And own up, wise up, step up are my 3 ups. And I use this literally every day. I'll just run you through it. Own up. It's accountability isn't punishment. It's power. So I stop blaming others for where I am and I take responsibility for where I'm going. So that's how I take my power back all the time, because it's so easy to start going, oh, there's a whole lot of reasons why this isn't working. So what's getting into a victim mindset, and it's going, well, this isn't, it's not my responsibility anymore. This is all my responsibility. So it always starts with there. And I'm so good at this taking responsibility now and being accountable for everything I want. This is how I've been able to do, I don't know if you know my backstory, but I've done a lot of things. It all comes back to this. So I know this, but I still have to remind myself of it. So own up's the first one. Then it's wise up. Adaptability is the new job security. You can't wait to be taught. You've got to start to learn yourself. It's all about learning, unlearning, and relearning. And that is how you make yourself valuable in a fast-changing world. So I have been a lifelong learner. So again, I'm lucky at this, But right now, it's so important. Things are changing so fast. And there are so many people who go, oh, well, it's not my responsibility to learn. If you want me to do this, you have to teach me. Nah, you want to stop thinking that way. Stop waiting to be taught. It's all about now getting into the habit of learning, unlearning, and relearning. And it's not hard. You can start by doing it 10 to 15 minutes a day. That's it. And that everyone can find 10 to 15 minutes to do a bit of learning every day. So it's own up, wise up, and then the next one is step up. Change isn't easy, but it's not Everest. You don't need to take these heroic leaps. You need to have a daily dose of mild discomfort. That's how you get the confidence to do the things you never thought you could do. It's all about little steps of discomfort. And what sort of level of discomfort am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about, butterflies in your stomach. When you get the thing, oh, you just feel a bit awkward about it. That. If you get used to pushing through that feeling, you'll start to do things that you never thought you could do. Now, it's own up, wise up, step up. And if you do that on your hand and you keep your those thumb, index, and ring finger extended, you'll see that your thumb, index, and middle finger extended. You'll see that your ring finger and your little finger are folded over, in a sense, pointing back to you, in a sense. But these two, the ring and the little finger, are the uncontrollables. Luck and time. You do not control luck and time. I'm not going to go into it in detail here, but you've got to know that they are going to affect you. You don't control them. Just know that they're coming for you. But these three, own up, wise up, step up, you are in complete control. And this is why this is this reset. Anytime I'm getting stuck with the new Grandad Club, I just come back, own up, wise up, step up. If it's pausing, and I always start and I work backwards with step up, what haven't I been doing? And if I've been doing all these things and nothing is happening, then I go back to wise up. What is it that I don't know? What is it that I don't understand yet? And then even if I understand everything. I'm right on top of that, as far as I know, and I'm doing everything I need. Then I go back to own up. Is there something I'm not being accountable for? Is there something I think is someone else's responsibility? And I dive into that. And it's one of those three. It's always one of those three. So that's own up, wise up, step up. And that's how I know that the new Grandad Club and the Best Grandad Project is going to go somewhere. Time and luck. I don't know how long this is going to take me. And I might get a lucky break and I'm going to go things that go against me, but it's going to happen. So the short of that is that if you're in Brisbane, come on down to the new Grandad Club. And if you don't live in Brisbane and you like the idea, contact me. I'd love to discuss with you how you can host your own local version of this. Again, this is me learning out loud. I'm just stumbling my way through this. I'd love to see this grow into something, but who knows? Anyway, until next time, remember, it's never too late to change who you are and change who those little kids become. Hooroo.